A massive crypto project has just shut down, raising concerns if other altcoins will follow a similar path in this rough market environment. Plus, gold has had its largest single day dump, igniting hope that profits will now flow into Bitcoin and crypto. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, is not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, good morning, guys. So yesterday, Bitcoin had a bit of a pump, and then it kind of sold off, which actually I do prefer. I do prefer that it is, consolidating around this $108,000 level. It doesn't look amazing with this huge wick up here. We kind of took off yesterday as gold was dumping and had a huge dump. But now we've retraced this mostly because of this clip here, which Trump says he's slapping a 155% tariff on China starting on November 1st. He says China has been taking advantage of America for years, and this time the tariffs won't be small. The markets are already uneasy, and Bitcoin's been chopping for weeks, and everyone's waiting for clarity. If this is the deal-making phase, let it get done already. The market's tired of suspense. So pretty much that is why we, had this sell-off as well. But also you can see here gold had a huge dump, and I mean, we've been going up for weeks on gold, finally having a pullback, which we expected at some point. I mean, it can't just go up straight like this forever. And had a bit of a pullback, and now investors are saying, hey, this could be going into Bitcoin and altcoins, which would be very beneficial for our altcoins, obviously. But I do like that we are holding this level. I don't want us to come back down here towards $103,000 again. If we start to break down here, it's not going to look good. But I do like that we are kind of making these higher lows and higher highs. So I do like we're starting to do this uptrend again. So if we can consolidate here for a little bit longer and then take off, it's going to be better than if we were just going to take off from yesterday and we just went straight up here, because it's most likely that we would have come back down here. So I do like that we are kind of consolidating around the support around $107,000 to $108,000. I do like this area. So if we can hold this for, the next couple of days going into the weekend, form a really strong base here, then we can really take off going forward. So pretty much just waiting around for this to chop and kind of form this level of support as a base here. But not the end of the world that we are, back down here. It is just very choppy and kind of annoying to watch and trade and see every day that it's just up and then down and up and down. So it is kind of frustrating in that sense, but overall it's nice that we are forming a base here. So we have a gold drop 6.3%, marking its biggest single day drop since April of 2013, a huge drop in gold. At the same time, yesterday we had the Fed's meeting with all these crypto companies, and the Fed's governor said crypto is now part of the system, and he said this.
This is an acknowledgement that distributed ledgers and crypto assets are no longer on the fringes, but are increasingly woven into the fabric of the payment and financial system. We do this to understand the innovation happening within the payment system, as well as to evaluate whether these technologies could provide opportunities to upgrade our own payment infrastructures and to enable us to have deeper conversations with the industry on these new technologies.
And then moving on to one of the bigger stories of an altcoin we haven't really talked about too much, but it's Kadena, which had this announcement go out yesterday saying, we regret to announce that the Kadena organization is no longer able to continue business operations. It will be ceasing all business activity and active maintenance of the Kadena blockchain immediately. We're tremendously grateful to everyone who's participated in this journey with us. We regret that because of the market conditions, we are unable to continue to promote and support the adoption of this unique decentralized offering. So Kadena basically is shutting down their blockchain. A lot of people were also commenting on this, saying that this is probably the case for a lot of altcoins and a lot of projects going on right now. There's a lot of layer ones, a lot of layer twos that don't necessarily need to be there. They're not making a lot of money. There's way too many coins, too much money spread out. So unfortunately, a lot of companies are probably in the similar situation to Kadena. We also have Wuj Blockchain, who says layer one blockchain Kadena announced it'll cease operations due to unfavorable market conditions, which is crazy because how high we are in Bitcoin and just the overall market being terrible. Halting all business activities and active blockchain maintenance, Kadena will continue to operate until miners and validators exit, with about 566 million Kadena in mining rewards set to be distributed through to the year 2139. Following the announcement, Kadena fell to 0.08, marking a 60% decline in a single day. We also have Star Platinum said the end of Kadena, founded in 2016 by two ex-JP Morgan blockchain engineers. They raised $35 million, promised infinite scalability through parallel chains and low fees. The token reached an all-time high of $27.64 in 2021. Their TVL peaked at $9 million. They listed as a rival to Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche, and marketed as a blockchain built for business. But today, the Kadena organization posted this official statement on X. All commercial maintenance activity ends immediately. And the TVL is now below $190,000, minus 98% from the peak. Another reason why we probably had way too many layer 1s last cycle. Funny enough, this token used to be in my portfolio 3 years ago. So Kadena, you can go down here and see, obviously it's yesterday alone, it was down almost 68%, but it's just had a rough time here. And unfortunately, there's probably a lot of other coins that are in a similar situation. We have to go out to we have to really zoom out here. So this chart doesn't even go back far enough, but this is the high from December, which was almost $2. This chart doesn't even go back to 2021 when it was over $27. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of coins probably are in a similar situation. It's very much an attention-based, market right now, where not a lot of projects are doing well, and you have to be one of the few projects that is being talked about, unfortunately, because there's just way too many coins, way too many projects, and a lot of not enough money going around for all this, unfortunately. If you've ever wanted an all-in-one platform for crypto or even stocks, you've got to check out BitGet. Honestly, this exchange is changing the game. BitGet isn't just any exchange, it's got spot trading, futures, margin, and even copy trading. Plus, it supports a ton of coins and trading pairs, all with competitive fees. Security is taken seriously as well, with proof of reserves and a protection fund, so you can trade with peace of mind. And no other tier 1 exchange protects your security this well. And one of the coolest things, BitGet is moving towards being a universal platform. That means you can trade tokenized US stocks like Apple and Nvidia right on the blockchain, all by using USDC without needing a traditional broker or leaving the exchange for another platform. And if you're into futures, BitGet Stock Futures lets you speculate on price movements with up to 10x leverage using a composite index of stock tokens. It's super beginner friendly and a perfect way to explore the market. Now, getting started is easy. Sign up, do your ID verification, deposit USDT or USDC, and you're ready to trade. And by signing up for BitGet, you have the chance to earn bonuses up to $6,200. So try BitGet today and get your bonuses. Here's how. This is our link for global users. For our UK users, sign up with this link. And if you're on mainland and Europe, use this link to sign up. But then moving on to Cardano, we have big news. Cardano sees a massive institutional flood. Over the last 30 days, the average transaction size on Cardano has surged past $100,000, signaling aggressive accumulation from whales and institutional players. Our smart money investors positioning ahead of a breakout. We also have Cardano ADA is now part of the ProShares Trust Index ETF. So an ETF from ProShares is now including Cardano as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Chainlink, Avalanche, Stellar, Sui, Bitcoin Cash, and a couple others here like Kadena, Litecoin, and Uniswap. But it is the fifth coin here at 3.67% of the ProShares Trust ETF. At the same time, there are currently 2 Cardano ADA payment cards on the way. The Cardano card by Umargo, expected to launch by end of the year, and the Giro card by Giro Wallet, also launching soon. Surely each of these will offer unique features, letting users choose what fits them best. Awesome to see development is connecting Cardano to real-world payments. And then moving on, we have Clearpool saying a C-Pool is to be listed on Upbit Official and BitThumb Official, South Korea's 2 largest exchanges, on the 22nd of October, which is today. The trading pairs are the C-Pool in Korean Won, as well as the C-Pool in Bitcoin and C-Pool in USDT. After a strong week at Korean Blockchain Week 2025, Clearpool is committed to expanding its presence across Asia, building the foundation of institutional credit and PayFi on-chain. We also have Clearpool saying Clearpool is resuming its buyback program to purchase C-Pool from the open market, initiating a series of planned buybacks. The program will utilize revenue generated from recent quarters across the full Clearpool ecosystem, including dynamic pools, Clearpool Prime, credit vaults, and the USDX T-Pool. We also have Clearpool, who's up about 23% on the day. It was almost up 50%, but 23% on a day when everything is down is massive. We also have Clearpool is on the rise, so Clearpool launched its first credit vault on the Plume network, and at first it seemed like a normal update, but it's more. Vaults on other RWA networks let tokenized credit move across chain with ease. For lenders, this means more choice. It also means better scale and new ways to link DeFi with real finance. And Clearpool is also building PayFi, short for payment finance. The plan is simple: create pools linked to payment firms, let users earn yield from that activity. The team launched credit pools with CPUSD to drive this, and CPUSD channels yield from payment companies into DeFi. Plasm Network added $400,000 in XPL to boost the vault rewards. These rewards will help with adoption, increase the total value locked. And Clearpool's lending side is also growing fast. They're the first credit lender who does not lend only on collateral. The protocol has passed $850 million in loans, and lenders have earned more than $10 million in interest. This proves the system pays steady returns. Borrowers keep coming back, and lenders keep earning. Both sides show trust, and few DeFi projects can point to this level of activity. So as Clearpool and all their latest updates. And then moving on to a coin we haven't talked about in a while, and that is Tron. So we've been saying the state of Tron DAO Q3. Key updates: Tron recorded its highest ever quarterly revenue and a 34% jump in DeFi TVL in Q3, driven by higher network activity and market growth. The quarter-over-quarter metrics are revenue is up 30.5%, market cap up 19%, and the DeFi TV up 34.1%. We also have Tron DAO sharing that by September 2025, Tron had handled nearly half of all USDT in circulation, about $78 billion worth, and processed roughly $6 to $7 trillion in stablecoin transactions over the year. More than 3 out of every 4 USD transfers now move through Tron. We also have Justin Sun reportedly controls about 60% of Tron supply, according to Bloomberg. The court docs tied him to 60 billion TRX, which is worth about $5 billion, 17,000 Bitcoin, 224,000 ETH, and $700 million of USDT. A U.S. judge denied his bid to block said publication. As Tron's founder and key decision maker, reports of 60% plus a stake raise big questions on governance, centralization, and risk. So kind of depends on what camp you stand in. If you think that the founder holding most of the supply and not selling it is a good thing, or if you think that it's, too centralized and he might be selling it and that's a bad thing. So I can actually see both, ways where it's like almost better if someone who is super rich has a large portion of the supply and they don't need to sell. Because if we go to Tron's chart here, Tron's chart is kind of crazy. If we go to the weekly, it's just up and to the right basically. And so this is a chart that it doesn't really follow other charts, and it's definitely not one that's really worth trading, but holding, maybe it's worth it, because if Justin Sun is just going to continue to pump the chart and do whatever he can to make the Tron token go up, maybe it's worth holding on to. It's not what I'm holding on to, but it's definitely interesting how it's so different than every other coin in the market. And, Justin Sun is one of the richest people in crypto. So definitely centralization risk. But if you want your coins to go up, maybe it's better for Justin Sun to hold a large amount of supply. But it's just one that's weird because it doesn't really get talked about too much. It's more used for stablecoin transfer payments than anything else, really. But yeah, that is Tron. And that's the video for today, guys. We're kind of just holding here at this level. As long as we can hold this and chop around $107,000 to $108,000, totally fine. And I just don't want us to see us go back down here towards 103, retest these wicks again for a third time, because that won't be good. But if we can chop around here, if gold wants to sell off a little bit more and then money starts to flow into crypto, there's also a 97% probability that the Fed is going to be cutting rates at their October 29th meeting, which is in just 7 days, a week from now. So there's a 97% chance that the Fed will be cutting. We're hopefully going to have all of the issues with China and the tariffs resolved by November 1st. There's going to be something hopefully done. I think it's all just talk. I don't think that we're actually going to see 155% or 100% either. I think it's just talk. I think the negotiations will hopefully finish by then. Hopefully the U.S. government shutdown will also end early November as well. They're targeting around November 5th right now in Polymarket. So all these things combining lead to hopefully a bullish November. And as long as we can just hold around these areas, I think we're going to have a much better few weeks ahead. So we just have to wait for it through this chop going on right now. So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.